a break, a pause.
The Scottish Tarmac Championship descends on Machrihanish Airfield for round 6 of the 2018 season. The former Ministry of Defence property, situated just along the coast from Campbelltown, was purchased by the local community for just £1 and is surrounded by some lovely coastline views. Dunfermline Car Club is now in its 5th year of organising this event, which has been welcomed by the local community, including local councillor and radio personality John Armour.
I think if you went and spoke to any accommodation provider in the area, you would find that everywhere is full up. And it's this kind of event that we look to bring to the area, just to show what a great area we've got. It's a long way from everywhere, but to get events like this, to get folk like yourself coming here to put on events like this, bringing the people in, it does a huge amount for the local community and puts a lot of money into the local economy as well.
The top of the entry list reads like a who's who of Scottish tarmac, with a few interlopers mixed in for good measure. The big question was, can the two-wheel drive cars beat the four-wheel drives on the airfield? Day one would dawn dry and sunny, ideal conditions for those big power two-wheel drives. And that was immediately in evidence. Bruce Edwards and Jim Smith had the Darien on song over the opening loop, fastest on 3 of the 4 opening stages, to arrive at midday service with a 23-second lead. Fighting the four-wheel drive corner, Gordon Montana Morrison and Callum McPherson were 12 seconds slower than the Darien through stage 1. 2 and 3 saw another dozen dropped before they took 1 second back over stage 4. 23 seconds was a lot to lose early on. A further 22 seconds back, there was a tight battle for the final podium spot. Despite a bit of a misfire, Tom Morris and Russell Smith's 6R4 had the place by just 1 second from the Impreza of Ian Patterson and Callum Shanks. Another 10 seconds back came the first of the big escorts. The beautiful Mark 1 of Alan Gardner and Dave Robson already had 18 seconds on the Mark 2 of Colin Gemmell and Derek Keir. "15th after 2 stages, Brian Watson and Sean Donnelly were on the move over 3 and 4, firing the S11 up the order to 7th by first service. Also on the move, Donnie McDonald had swapped his regular Fiesta R5 for his 2016 Snowman winning Evo 9. With Chris Hamill alongside, he had climbed from 18th after stage 2 to 8th after 4. This left him tied on time with William and Stephen Beattie's Mark II, belying their 45 seeding after a fantastic opening loop. But then it would all be over, the electrical master switch failing on the way into service. Rounding out the top 10 after 4 stages was a battle of the Evos. Alan Wallace and Darren Robertson had the place by just 2 seconds from Ali Graham and Sinclair Young. But Ali was already worried about his Group N spec brakes. They were smoking after stage 1. We also lost one of the top seeds early on. John Rintoul and Ross Hind out on stage 1 after the brake pedal stuck to the floor, and the Fiesta barreled straight into a bale, spilling all its vital fluids. Halfway through the day, rally organiser Davey Hattrick caught up with Malcolm McMillan from the Mach Business Park to discuss the rally's impact.
As manager of the Machrihanish Business Park, what's your thoughts on where we are and how the event's developed over the first 5 years?
Yeah, it's hard to believe it's been 5 years, frankly. It just seems to have flown by, and every year it gets better and better, just keep tweaking things, and provided the weather's good and it holds out for us, we're always get a great turnout, and it's been it's always enjoyed by everybody. So it's been a brilliant event for the area, just such a buzz. So it's been great, and we look forward to building on it for the 6th year, David.
Out for the second half of the day, and Edwards continued where he left off. The Darien at the top of the timesheets on all the afternoon stages to arrive at the end of day 1 with a 32-second lead.
100 to right 9. The medium lollipop.
But it was a better afternoon for Morrison, the Impreza matching the Darien on SS5 and 8 and only dropping 9 seconds over the entire loop. And with the forecast predicting rain for Sunday, the battle for the lead was not over yet. Moving into third, Patterson and Shanks were lucky to still be running after breaking the prop shaft in SS5. The call was sent around the service park and Simon Proud answered, donating his spare to keep the blue Impreza in the event. Morris had changed the ignition pack in a bid to cure the Metro's misfire, but all it had done was change where in the rev range that it was occurring. This loop saw the 6R4 slip to 24 seconds back from the Impreza. Maintaining 5th, Gardner and Robson were just 8 seconds behind the Metro. Watson and Donnelly moved up to 6th over these stages, the S11 now just 5 seconds ahead of McDonald and Hamill's Evo. There was a big battle still raging over the final top 10 places. Tom Blackwood and Gordon Winning had climbed from 15th to 8th over this loop and were just 3 seconds up on Gemmel's Blue Mark II. Gemmel in turn had just 3 seconds on the Graham Evo, but that would be another retirement, the diff crying enough in service at the end of the day. That would mean the spectacular Nova of Donald Bowness and Andrew Blackwood was in a net 10th place for the start of day 2. We lost another top seed over these stages. Alistair and Colin Ingalls had started the day with 2 maximums after engine troubles. Engine fixed, the Lotus managed competitive runs through 3, 4, 5 and 6 before gearbox failure forced them out. The day would end on a feel-good story. After a solid run over the stages, Scott McMinn would drop to one knee and propose to his co-driver and girlfriend Mary Pierotti. Thankfully she said yes, or day 2 might have been a little awkward. So as the sun sets on day 1, the results look like this. Day 2 and there's a change in the weather. Now it's 4-wheel drive conditions. Or is it? Not if Edwards has a say. Despite 2 spins, the Darien added to its lead over the opening stage of the day. But that was partly down to Morrison's windscreen misting up in stage 9. With that sorted, the Impreza began to take time back to head into the last stage, 35 seconds back from Edwards. Watson and Donnelly are on the pipe this morning. The S11 crew have already grabbed third off Patterson and Shanks over SS9 and 10. Jumping on board in stage 11, and things are about to go slightly wrong.
It's a short one on the left. No. Oh no! Anti-lag. No. Back on.
Well, you can hear how Brian feels about it. That opens the door for Patterson. Ian and Callum have also been on the edge in the rain. Despite flirting with disaster, the Blue Impreza had 12 seconds on the WRC with 1 stage remaining. Then would come the escort brigade. Tom Blackwood and Gordon Winning had made a good tyre choice for the wet conditions and had moved up to 5th. But struggling with their tyres, Gardner and Robson had slipped back to 32 seconds behind the yellow Mark II. 3 seconds behind Blackwood overnight, Gemmell was also struggling in the wet. The blue Mark II now a minute back from Gardner. "13th overnight, Freddie Milne and Keir Beaton were entering their second day as an escort crew. The slippy conditions suiting Freddie's gravel experience, and the red escort was now just 28 seconds back from Gemmell. At this point we had a 5-way fight over 9th place. Alan Wallace had the place by just 2 seconds from James and Taylor Gibb, despite this grassy moment. Donald Bowness and Andrew Blackwood were just 7 seconds further back and had 10 seconds on Donnie McDonald and Chris Hamill, the Evo suffering from an intermittent boost issue, which maybe was helping it in the wet conditions. Just another second back was the maestro of Ross McCallum and James Ralph, still in with a good shout of a top 10 with 1 stage to go. We lost the Metro of Morris and Smith, an incurable misting windscreen problem causing them to pull out on safety grounds. Before we look at the class results, Freddie Milne and Keir Beaton were awarded a maximum over the final stage, after they were judged to have taken an incorrect route. Class 0 was the sole domain of Dean Ross and Peter Beaton in Beaton's Junior 1000 107. Sadly, they didn't make the finish, retiring after day 1 with electrical problems. Cameron Craig and Ewan Lees took the Class 1 honours in their 205, scoring a solid 28th overall. 12th overall, the Class 3 win, and now the points lead in the STRC wrapped up 2 very good days for Ross McCallum and James Ralph in the unusual Maestro. 11th overall, Donald Bowness and Andrew Blackwood's giant-killing Nova took the Class 2 win and just missed out on the top 10. Alan Wallace and Darren Robertson slipped back over the final stage to take 10th at the finish. Bush problems sorted, McDonald and Hamill stormed to third quickest over the last stage to finish tied on time with James and Taylor Gibb. Seventh overall went to Colin Gemmell and Derek Keir. Alan Gardner and Dave Robson grabbed 6th. Top escort and 5th overall went to Tom Blackwood and Gordon Winning. Second fastest over the final stage, Watson and Donnelly failed to make the podium by just 9 seconds. Patterson and Shanks playing the game perfectly to grab an excellent 3rd overall.
Yes, it's been a long, hard rally. Really hot and tiring yesterday, and really wet and trying today. But it's been good. 3rd overall, I'm pleased with that. If somebody had said that when I left home, I would have been happy with that.
Yeah, I mean, conditions so different for the 2 days. I mean, it's chalk and cheese.
Very different. Yesterday was very hard on tyres. Like it was good, and got up this morning in a bit of rain, and it didn't seem to stop. And it was quite wet out there. The main runway was quite badly flooded, and it was good though.
No, it's been a really good weekend. Really enjoyed it. So I'll be back again. Just I didn't expect to get a top 3 in my second rally, but here we are. So.
Enjoyed it. I mean, the pace, from a C2 to this must be quite an eye-opener.
Yeah, no, it's really good, really smooth sitting inside the car though, and your pace notes are going to come out a bit faster, but no, it was good fun.
Quickest by 8 seconds on the last stage, Gordon Morrison and Callum McPherson solidified the 2nd place they have held since stage 1. Those demissed issues on stage 9 really preventing them from making a challenge for the win, although our interviewer didn't seem to have too much sympathy.
Now, Ginger, how do you go on this weekend?
Not bad, Grey boys.
Do you realise you got beat by a pensioner?
I know, I'm a bit upset about that.
Was there a minute gap on Saturday?
Yeah, aye.
Aye. How was that?
Too slow.
Okay. You nearly up the job, or again?
No.
Is the car pretty?
Oh, the car was good.
The car's good. Okay.
Aye.
What's what happened?
Apart from the heat at windscreen wasn't working.
And how was that?
Don't know.
Did you check the car before you came here?
No.
No?
No. Because I didn't.
You can your sorry.
So Edwards and Smith would take the win, although things were not that simple. Lucky to survive, the Darien crew would hold on to win by just 16 seconds after 2 days of competition.
To left 9 200. Left 9 into short lollipop.
Well, I've just given it my best today, and I've just managed to scrape over the line.
Well, this car seems to go quicker in the wet than it does in the dry. Is that down to your smooth style, or is it down to some technical magic in there?
No, the car goes very well in the wet, and it just becomes very much of a knife edge of when you are in or out of control.
No, it's harder to tell that from outside the car at times, probably. Maybe only the screaming from the passenger seat that would give it away.
Well,
I do notice a little bit half of the car missing in the last stage. Care to enlighten us?
Just a bit of decoration for the back.
Trying to lighten the thing.
Flaps at the back.
Yeah,
That's what it was.
2 of my stickers missing on it. So, provisionally,
Won the
looks
rally.
like won the rally.
Yeah, that's delighted. I've had a good go at this. I've had a go at this rally for a few times, tried to win it, so it's always good to finally do it.
You drying them off?
So despite the weather on day 2, the two-wheel drive car would defy the four-wheel drive cars to take the win in Machrihanish. Next up for the tarmac circus is the Solway Coast Rally at the Dundrennan Ranges.